Saturday, February 21, 2009. Thank you for joining me on the Endless Mountain Network. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the stock market, short-term bottom on the stock market, Rick Santelli, gold, and at the very end, I will give you the first of my stock plays. I'll probably be doing them on every economic video at the very end. So I'm going to make this as quick as possible, but it most likely will go over 10 minutes long. Alrighty, so first off, let's try to find reasons for a bottom. And when I say bottom, it's a very short-term bottom. I am very, very confident that we will be seeing a Dow Jones at 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, and maybe even 3,000. But I do believe we will see a lot of selling towards the market, and of course, how this would react with the inflation. I'll try to figure it as we move on, so I'm not sure right now. Okay, so we're looking for a short-term bottom. What this means is this week coming up, maybe the next week after that, we hit a bottom, and then that means we'd have yet another suckers rally, another relief rally, phony rally, whatever you want to call it, before we test these lows again. The last lows were November. The Dow has taken those November lows out and are now flirting with the October 10, 2002 low of about $7,197 on the Dow. Breaking that brings us back to the 97 lows. S&P 500, 750 is the key level of support. It has came close to that level, has held it so far. Whether it breaks it, I don't know. If it doesn't break it, if it does break it, I don't think it's going to break it by that much, but once again, you never know. Okay, so other signs looking for a possible bottom. My 2-month rule, January 6th was the top. I don't think it's going to go down for much more than 2 months. We are now closing in on 2 months from that date, so there's another reason right there. The VIX, which is a fear index, is not showing signs of any stock market crash over the next little while. And CNBC on Thursday said at the end of the day that it was time to get out of the stock market, right after the 4 o'clock close. And I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, okay, there's yet another sign of a possible short-term bottom, because you pretty much go against the opposite of whatever CNBC says. So you go up against the opposite, and that's pretty much one of my rules. SKF, which is the ultra short financials, that is another indicator for tops and bottoms, because whenever SKF gets close to $200, it seems as if the market bottoms. And whenever SKF gets to 100, the market tops. And on Friday, the SKF did go over $200 a share, showing us that quite possibly that the market is going to bottom for whatever period of time it happens to be. And a lot of that, of the selling right now, is information about the banks possibly being nationalized. I believe that's a matter of when and not a matter of if. And I don't think the if is going to be this month or next month. I think maybe later this year they might be, by latest sometime next year. But if the banks get nationalized, most likely that means the stock prices go to zero. So if you own Citigroup shares, you're going to get nothing out of it. You lose everything. Whether you're a preferred shareholder, you might get something, but common stock shareholders shouldn't get anything whatsoever, at least as far as what I'm thinking anyway. Patriot Radio said the end of the last week that this whole process of selling is most likely going to be really long, which is another indication of a possible short-term bottom also. So now, if there's ever a crash, I'll give you some. I've seen some of the rules of when they halt trading. 850 points, they halt the Dow Jones for an hour if it's before 2. If it's between 2 and 2:30, it is halted for a half an hour. If it's after 2:30, it is not halted. If it is 1,700 points and it's before 1 o'clock, it is halted for 2 hours. If it is down 1,700 points between 1 and 2, it is halted for an hour. And if the Dow Jones is down 1,700 points after 2 o'clock, it is closed. And if that's not enough, if it's ever down 2,600 points, it is down for the rest of the day, and we would be basically talking about a bank holiday. Don't expect a 2,600 point drop in any single day. Don't really expect any more than, don't even expect that 1,700 number to get touched. I think the most we'll lose in a day is maybe 1,200, if that. I mean, and the more we fall, the more 1,200 is worth, because at Dow 5,000 compared to Dow 8,000, 1,200 points is so much bigger on 5,000 compared to 8,000, given percentage values, of course. So if that ever happens, that's the rules there. Whether there'll be a bank holiday, once again, I think that's again a matter of when and not if. Rick Santelli came on last week, and now he's got one of the more popular YouTube videos. Very passionate about his feeling towards the government and the system, if you will. And I don't know what the other guy's name was that was there, Steve Leisman, I think, I'm not too sure, but he had a hard time handling the situation. I thought that was quite hilarious. And I would love to hear more of what Rick Santelli would have to say if he was allowed to say what he wanted to say, because I know he's restricted on CNBC, which is quite a shame in that sense, but I would like to hear more. Rick, if you're watching this, please send me a message and let me know some more. Anyway, so Rick Santelli, congratulations on having the guts and courage to say what you had to say. That is muchly respected. If you haven't seen it, Google or YouTube search Rick Santelli. It should come right up on that. Alrighty, then let's talk about some more. Let's talk about gold now. Gold is now $7.41 for the price of the Dow. It was over 10. Peter Schiff talks about it being 1. It was over 40 at one point. It is falling and falling fast. Peter Schiff predicted 5 to 7 ounces this year. He didn't like 7, he liked 5 more. I can see why, because we're still not even into March, and we're down. We've already went down like over 20% of its value priced in gold. 25% almost priced in gold. That's pretty huge. So that's big. Gold's now over $1,000 an ounce. And don't be surprised if we see resistance there. In my channel, info on my channel, I have got a long-term trading on gold. I will be updating that on a day-to-day basis. What happens, I'm either going to be going long or short on gold. When gold actually starts falling, I, of course, will believe on a short play, but it would be a scalp, and it would be very short because the primary trend for gold is up. Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. And you want to try to get both sides of the swing for things, because gold's probably going to be going down to about 880, 900, which will hopefully create an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which of course would be bullish. I'll talk more about that in the next week or so. But right now gold is over 1,000. That's $12.50 in Canadian dollars, so it's a lot higher in Canadian dollars. And silver is like 14.5, which is like $18, 17 and change in Canadian dollars, meaning now I am finally back to even or profit on my silver coins based on spot price. But I mean, these things are selling for hotcakes on eBay, and the coin dealer here in town are really charging high prices for them. So I know, even though I paid an arm and a leg, it seemed, for them, that I could easily profit for them if I wanted to tomorrow, but I'm not going to, of course. So now, like I say, now stock picks. Every episode that I have on the economy, I'm going to do a stock pick. This one is Tech Communico Limited, code TCK. In Canada, TCK.B, and this is a good stock, I think. They're trading in the States right around $3, Canada about less than $4. Their company's market cap is less than $1.5 billion, but they're worth over $9 billion. What that means is that the company should be worth over $10, $14 a share, which is huge. This company's got high volume, it's got great income, their debt ratio is really good. The accounting on everything looks good on it. It is near its 52-week low, which puts you into premises of buying low. And the company is involved in copper, zinc, coal, gold, and energy. And it's part of, like, the metals, if you will. I think they produce them. I'm not too sure too much about the company. To me, that's irrelevant. It's all about statistics, price action, and the company's stats, because I come in with a business and accounting background and an analytical mind, so that is pretty much what I use myself. So that is my stock recommendation. If you do plan on trading this stock, remember that you are using a form of gambling, and you got to remember to be sure of the risks that are involved, and that when it does get high up to like $10, $12, you're probably going to want to sell it. So anyway, that's my video. I got under 10 minutes, which is great. Peace and light, everyone. Have yourself a magnificent day, everyone. Bye-bye.